Hi, this is Tammy Dressen, and this is the website that I'm doing the entity relationship diagram for. This is actually a website that my brother made for my dad. My dad has a huge Kindle library. It has thousands of books in it, and we needed a way, we all share it, and we needed a way to keep track of what books were in there and whether we had read them, whether we wanted to read them. So my brother made this. I've never actually looked at the database, but the reason I picked this is because I was struggling with some of the other database websites I was looking at. The databases were so complex. I was having a hard time, simplifying it down to just a few tables. So I knew this one would be fairly simple, and so that's why I chose it. So the website has books, and the books, each book has information like the author, the series, the genre, where it's at. There's my dad's library, but then there's also other people's library that we put the books onto this review app. And then just information about it. And then you can go and you can review. Here is one that has 2 people that have reviewed it, and it has the date, it has who reviewed it, has whether we liked it or not, and then some different ratings about the content, who it's appropriate for. And then you can search by title, author, series, and then filter by all these other different ratings. So here is my diagram, and I'll start out with the book. I have a book table, and it has a primary key of book ID was an integer, and it's auto-incrementing. And then I also have the name and the image URL and the synopsis, which are also all varchar, I don't know how to pronounce that, variable character. And then there is a foreign key of the library, which is an integer. And so that refers to this library. Each book can be in, or it is in, a library. And so the library has a primary key of a library ID was an integer, and then it has a foreign key of the user ID, which tells who owns the library. So here is the user table, and the user ID is also an integer, auto-incrementing. It's our primary key. And then there's also a username, which is varchar. Okay, so the users can own libraries, but they can also review different books. So there's a review table that connects the books to users, and the review table has an integer review ID, which is the primary key. Then it also has the review and the review date. The review date is a date time. And then there are 2 foreign keys, the book ID and the user ID, which connects the review to the book and to the user. Okay, so going back to the book, a book can have an author, and so we have the author, which has a primary key of the author ID, which is an integer. The author name is a varchar, again, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then the book ID, which is a foreign key back to book. And then also we have the genre, which has integer for the primary key, auto-incrementing, and then it has a varchar genre type, and then it also has a foreign key that goes back to the book. There are other things that would hook into the review, the different ratings. And then there also would be a series which would hook to the author and the book, but it said not to have more than 6, so I stopped here. So that is my entity relationship diagram.